Heavy metal is famous for its powerful rhythm guitar riffs. Hi, I'm Troy Stetina, and today we're going to be looking at the main techniques metal bands use when creating rhythm guitar parts. From power chords to single note riffs, chromatic chord movement to the all-important palm mute, we got a lot to cover, so let's get started. The foundation of metal rhythm guitar is the power chord, and many timeless riffs have been constructed using nothing more. There are two common ways to play a power chord: the two-string shape and the three-string shape, which has the root doubled an octave higher. Generally speaking, you might tend towards the three-string shape when you want a big, sustained sound, while the two-string shape may work better for more active riffs, where you're sliding around or moving between chords quickly. In the end, though, it's really a matter of personal preference. Let's take a look at some typical power chord riffs. Here's one in the key of E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Metal riffs like this one often call for a dramatic pause in sound called a rest. Here's the same riff again, but now watch my pick hand and how I stop the strings from ringing during these rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's another one, this time in A minor. Try for a connected wall of sound feel on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these power chord riffs can be made much more interesting with various techniques, and by far one of the most common is palm muting. To get the palm muted sound, just position your pick hand so that your palm presses against the strings near the bridge, like this. That's with the palm mute. The further you move in from the bridge, the more muted the sound becomes. You can apply the palm mute technique to just about any power chord riff to get things like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is again. Watch the pick hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the most common palm muting approaches is the pedal tone riff. In these riffs, you repeat a palm muted bass note, which is usually an open string, and release the mute for a few power chords on top. For instance, you might play in E minor, you might mute the low E string in between power chords. You hear this kind of thing all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play it again. This time check out the pick hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can also mix some 16th notes in to the pedal tone. This is very common. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again for the pick hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you invert a two-note power chord, which is a fifth, you get a fourth. For example, these chords, C5 and E5, could also be played like this. All we're doing is moving one of the notes either up or down an octave. In this E5, for instance, we can move the E up an octave like this. and that gives us this fourth dyad. Or we could move the B down an octave, and then we have this. So when you include these inverted power chords with the use of slides, hammer-ons, or pull-offs, you can get some great sounding riffs. Van Halen was a master at this type of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is again. This time watch the picking hand. Here's another one in A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me slow that one down for you. And you're not just limited to fourths and fifths either. Other dyads are used as well, like minor thirds, major thirds, minor sixths, major sixths, and tritones. You can get some pretty colorful rhythms by using these dyads. You might come up with something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's that one a little slower. Besides dyads, single notes are often used in metal rhythm parts. You can combine them with a power chord riff, like Yngwie Malmsteen might do. 1, 2, 3, 4. All we're doing there is adding notes from the E minor scale. Here's that one slowed down a bit. Or you can create a riff of nothing but single notes. The minor pentatonic and the blues scale are common scales to use for these types of riffs. You'd hear bands like Tesla, Metallica, or Black Sabbath do this. Here's an E minor pentatonic example. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one from the E blues scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, for some really wicked sounding riffs, non-diatonic tones are often used. This means notes that are not part of the key. The flat second and flat fifth are really common choices in this realm, but any note can do. You can interject these tones as single notes or build power chords from them. You've heard Metallica use this device quite often. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's going to do it for this lesson. Remember, the main elements of metal rhythm guitar: power chords, palm muting, pedal tone riffs, other dyads, single notes, and chromatic tones. If you keep all these in mind, you'll be writing riffs like a pro in no time. Good luck and have fun.